Welcome to At the Capitol with Gail with State Representative Gail Kulick Jackson. I'm Mike Howard. Representative, jobs have been the top priority this session. We've talked a lot about the capital investment bill we passed early on. And within the last couple weeks here, there's been a second major jobs initiative. Let's talk about what that will mean for jobs created in greater Minnesota throughout the state. It's a significant piece of legislation.
Absolutely, and I'm proud to say that we get a lot of support with both of them, and they really kind of hit the jobs issue from two different angles,
Sure.
giving job creation a real 1-2 punch. The capital investment, that was a way to preserve assets, work on our infrastructure, and get people to work. The Jobs 2 bill, as I like to call it, has some wonderful provisions that are really going to encourage people to invest in businesses who hire people, thereby creating jobs. Just a couple of the really great pieces. The Angel Investor Tax Credit. This will allow folks to invest in small businesses, either starting up or expanding, and getting a tax credit for their investment, which is a wonderful way to encourage people to invest here. And prior to this, we were competing with our friends to the east in Wisconsin, and we were unfortunately losing a little bit of investment because they had an Angel Investor Tax Credit. And now we're not going to lose folks anymore to Wisconsin. We're going to keep them right here.
It seems like with that one, a good way to think about it is these real innovative companies, your 3Ms, they have to start somewhere, in a garage, an idea, and this is kind of hopefully able to get those ideas off the ground and into Minnesota's economy.
Absolutely, and another piece of that is the R&D, research and development credits, because we want to encourage innovation. We are a very innovative state. We've got the Medtronics, of the world right here, and we want to encourage folks in that area to keep going with those kinds of investments. So the research and development credit is going to help too. And there's a third piece of that, and that's historic preservation.
Okay.
We want people to invest in our infrastructure. Some of that, we've got older buildings that really need some help. They are assets that we own. We want to preserve them. We want to make sure that they are energy efficient. And now there's a tax credit for people who are going to invest in historic preservation.
So the capital investment bill, it's looking at sort of public projects and way to get public and private construction jobs off the ground. And then this other bill is kind of attacking it from the business side and hoping to inject new business, that type of thing.
Absolutely. When we help these small businesses to grow, that's going to be our biggest source of employment. We know that entrepreneurs and small business expansion are where we really are going to create our jobs right now. We also know that rehab of existing buildings is much more labor intensive than even new construction. And so for every dollar we put into rehab, we are creating even more jobs.
And one thing you've mentioned in the past is how leading up to this session, a big reason for its productive level is just all the work that's went into it. And jobs was a key part of that. You held a jobs hearing up in Malacca and a job summit. Talk about how going out into your district and talking to your business owners and folks that need work and want work help kind of set the stage for your successful jobs initiatives.
Well, it was a wonderful way to bring members of the legislature, especially some of the Metro members, to my district, for them to see that there are unique things about the district that offer even greater challenges. My legislative district has been at or near the top of unemployment levels, unfortunately, for a couple of years now. And so they got to learn, and I got to learn too, from people about how hard it is to find work up there, how far they've been commuting, and from the small business owners, how hard it is to hang on.
We've only got about a minute left. We talked a little about construction jobs. This is also the season coming up of road construction, and the Minnesota Department of Transportation has unveiled its construction schedule, and there'll be some needed projects coming to your district throughout the summer that folks should be aware of.
Absolutely. So watch out on highways 27 and 23 and 95. And we've got some much needed bridge replacement in the city of Princeton. I'm going to be doing, I'm hoping, a weekly column called Bridge Watch, because I noticed that when the Highway 23 bridge in Malacca was being replaced, folks were really interested in knowing if it was going to be reopened on time. And so it's my intent to give people a weekly update about whether or not we're on schedule and if the costs are where they need to be. Because the more information people have, the more patient and understanding they are.
I mean, orange cones and detours, everyone's experienced them. They're certainly not the funnest thing to deal with in the world, but it's going to mean jobs, and for the long term, real important.
It is going to mean jobs, and at the same time, we want to get those projects done quickly because that's an access point for all the downtown businesses for Princeton.
We'll ask you to come back and hopefully talk about a completed bridge in a couple months, because those projects are starting very soon.
That's right.
This has been At the Capitol with your State Representative, Gail Kulick Jackson.